What happens when you write a lot of books and these books have a set audience, similar to maybe like a Harry Potter type style, and then studios just grab onto them and then decide that, hey, it's time to make money?
What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Germ, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Germ and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows on the Review, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
Hi, everybody. It's me, JR, and I'm on special assignment today. I am covering a movie. My counterpart, we are having creative differences. So, right now, this will be the one rarity that you will get me on the horn about something that she cares about. Now, what we're going to talk about is Colleen Hoover, and you all know her, but now she has a new name. Her new name is the CoHo movie universe. And the reason behind this is she's written over 26 books, and now she's brought her built-in audience into the movie realm. Now, inside this movie realm, she's got 4 movies slated. 3 already out and 1 on the way coming out. The first one is It Ends With Us, the second is Regretting You. Number 3 is Reminders of Us of him, I'm sorry. And the 4th is Verity. Now, inside my household, there was a time that these were books that were being read, and then at some point Stacy stopped reading them, so I can't really rely on her to give you any full answers anymore because I'm immersed in this universe a little bit more than her because I watch movies. I don't read books, so I kind of can't help you there. But let's go here with what Colleen Hoover was able to do here. Now, for the movie It Ends With Us, it was produced by Columbia Pictures and Wayfair Studios, distributed by Sony Pictures. Paramount Pictures was involved with Constantine Film as a major production partner on the U.S. Distribution on that. So she had that there. Now, Universal Pictures is involved with Reminders of Him, handled the major studio adaptation and release. Amazon MGM Studios is producing Verity and this is one of the biggest upcoming Hoover adaptations. So her films are spread across 1, 2, 3, 4 studios, and that's unusual. But her rise to success, and this is where we would need Stacy in this, is something called Book Talk across TikTok. TikTok turned her books like An Angel Plus Verity and Ugly Love into viral events. Millions of readers were already emotionally invested before any movie deal happened. Her blockbuster sales at blockbuster levels, she dominated bestseller lists for years, often holding multiple spots at once. So obviously that means that the studios don't even have to guess about the demand because it's already there. That's one of those things like when that happens, someone really just took this gold mine and was like, "Hey, I'm going to get on top of this. We're going to make our money." Her books and their adaptations have been emotionally dramatic, relationship driven, full of twists that translate well to film because audiences respond to strong conflict with big emotional payoff. And you definitely can see that in her movies. The female driven romance and drama are unserved, and Hollywood realizes that there's a massive audience for romantic dramas that aren't being fully served. And Hoover's work fills that gap. And the first one, It Ends With Us, proved the money was real because once again did its thing. Multiple books equal franchise potential. When one author has a deep catalog, studios see repeat business. Instead of one hit, they can build several films across different studios. And Hollywood follows attention, and Coho already has millions of people paying attention. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty real quick here. 2 movies that we cannot discuss as far as like their standings are Reminders of Him and Verity because Reminders of Him just came out. It's been released it went through its movie cycle and has been released on streaming. And Verity hasn't even came out yet. let's go do the numbers. It ends with us, the Sony Pictures in Columbia House movie, or Columbia, I didn't mean Columbia House, 35 million. Regretting You, which came out in 2025, Paramount Pictures movie did 90 million. And the reminders of him right now, we can't even talk about the numbers because it's still going. So right now, there isn't really any competition because it ends with us with its controversy and everything else that went on is one of the bigger draws. Now, locked inside this movie here that we're about to talk about are reminders of him. This was the one that was secured by Universal Pictures, and Universal Pictures, they do a very good job with their movies, and the budget was 25 million, and its box office was 88 million. So that's doing better than a lot of movies, and it did a whole lot better than one studio in particular this year that I won't talk about until later. Um, so getting into this movie's scores, I want to say this real quick before I say anything else about the movie. I'm going to skip over and we're going to go to the critical response. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 57% out of 113 critics. Basically, Rotten Tomato, I think there's some haters on the low because it's just like they don't feel this type of movie. The melodrama, they just didn't feel like it was the quality. Metacritic gave this film a 49 out of 100 based on 29 critics, indicating mid or average reviews. Cinescore gave this a B. Post Track gave it a 66%. And then Elaine Jones of Jacobin wrote that the film had nothing going on but vague, sappy fantasy pumped up to hysterical soap opera levels. So clearly, it looks like the narrative that the critics are trying to do is they're trying to make a Colleen Hoover or CoHo fatigue here. And when this happens with a movie, I go back to the Avengers time that I've had with movies. And people got a certain fatigue, but this is only movie 3 out of this whole five movie series that'll be coming out. And I will say, in my comparison of seeing the first 3 movies, I would say that this movie, not reading the book, I don't have enough background to just sit here and say, hey, this was a bad movie. What I'll say is this movie had a very realistic story while I watched it. And the characters played essentially to their best abilities. And it tells a story of what could really happen. It tells about corruption in the police department, which we have it all over America. It teaches how people can stereotype a person and cast a person in one role. And when I mean role, like that this person, the vehicular manslaughter was the main draw in this movie and some other things happen. And a young lady that's involved in this comes out of this and she's back in society and they're not trying to give her a chance. A convicted felon coming back into the world on parole. She's, her daughter's been taken away from her identity in life. She has no being or place in the world because she lost the love of her life. And, she's just trying to rebuild. And at the same time, she captures the eye of a young man, meets a neighbor that has Down syndrome. The story involves a lot of incarceration. It tells a lot about people that have gone to prison and of acts. And it tells of a not a close-knit community, but a community that can be divided. One incident can divide it. And in small towns and rural areas, and I can even say in the state of West Virginia, things like this happen in real life. So what I would say about this Colleen Hoover story, in my opinion, it was really a realistic go at, hey, we're going to make something that everybody can relate to. So in translation, does that hurt the CoHo universe? No, not at all. This is a film that can warm you up to Colleen Hoover. This should be the first film, in my opinion, you watch. This film to me is better than It Ends With Us. Um, this film, when I'm going through her catalog as of today, I would go, this film, Reminders of You, Regretting You, and then Ends With Us. And then, like I said, Verity has not came out yet. So when Verity comes out, and Reminders of Him is a little bit darker, but Verity is the darkest story that she'll have coming out. So we have to give these films time to see what they're gonna do. But what I like about this film here, as far as the movie cutting end of things, is very simple. She went out here, she got involved in the film, Colleen Hoover had her hands deep in this. This film came out on March 9th. It did what it needed to, and by April, it was on streaming services and people could get to it. A budget of 25 million to make 88 million in this day and age in this market, that's good money. And that's just tentatively. It's still in movie theaters right now as we speak. So what I'm saying to the audience and what I'm saying here without my counterpart here is this. You can go see this movie, embrace the story, enjoy it. And then you can come back later. You can go see the other movies because we've talked about the other movies on the show. And if we haven't talked about them, I got to go look at that. But I think we've talked about all the movies thus far. You can thoroughly enjoy this, and this can move you into the CoHo movie universe. So on that note, I'm JR, and my counterpart is not here right now. She'll be back in the next episode that comes out. So I want to thank you all, and I want to thank Colleen Hoover, and I want to thank people that read books and allow their movies to be adapted. Adaptations take a lot, and adaptations are very hard to do. And for them to have done this very skillfully and to make a movie that people can watch and relate to, that's what cinema is about. That's what you should enjoy. So I'm JR, and I'm out of here.